Hello, Gibraltar area staff. This is going to be a video tutorial on how to enter your SLO information if you are on a non-summative year, and how you can make sure that you are prepared for your group presentation for your SLO coming up at the end of May and the beginning of June. So what you're going to see is exactly what you see. I have myself loaded here into Teachscape. You're going to go to teachscape.com, log yourself in, where you should see a window that looks like this as an opening screen. And you're going to go into Teachscape Reflect. Once your Teachscape Reflect window loads, yours looks a little bit different, but if I click on My Evaluation up here, I'm going through the same thing as you see that Tina is my evaluator, and I have the same steps over here, except mine say Principal. Yours just say Teacher Self-Review, Teacher Educator Effectiveness SLO, Teacher Effectiveness Plan PPG. These are my evaluations right here, my principal practices, and this is what happens to me when I am on a summative review and my end of cycle summary as well. So you are going to make sure that you are in the evaluation and you see your menu of options here. The first thing that you're going to click on is you are going to look into your SLO. You can either click right here or you can click over on View. I'm going to click into my SLO so I can see my activity that has happened since the beginning of the year. If you ever need instructions, the instructions are always at the top of this page. I have submitted and completed my instructions. Tina Van Meer acknowledged them way back in October. Here's my instructions for scoring in SLO, and Tina acknowledged those as well. The SLO that we are worried about or concerned about this year is SLO number 1. So you can see that this box, the first box, is for SLO number 1, which happened in the 2014-2015 school year. Your evidence for your SLO can be any documentation that you have had that you would like to make a note of. An evidence is not necessarily an artifact. An artifact is an actual piece of paper. It's an Excel document. It's a Word document. Your evidence can be some journals or your thoughts, conversations that you've had that have helped you develop your SLO and your SLO goal. What you're going to do here first is you're going to go into SLO goal number 1, goal in progress. If it says in progress here, that means that you are currently working on it. If it says submitted, that means that you submitted that goal to me, and I will have to request some revision, and I will have to click a button so that you have access to edit your goal. When you get into editing your goal, I can click on the edit, and now I'm going to get into all of my SLO data, baseline data, and rationale. What I see here at the very beginning is your baseline data and rationale. This is what you did way back in the fall, probably in early October, and we met individually to go over your baseline data and explain your rationale for why that goal was your goal for this year. You are going to continue to scroll down. Scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. All that information should be filled in already. It should be done. Your leadership strategies and supports looks a little different on the principal one than in a teacher one. Your mid-interval review is the mid-year. This should also be filled in at this time. You should have given a summary of your evidence of progress in this first window here, and then you should have either clicked that my goal statement elements and process are on target and do not require revision, or that it requires some revision. If you clicked this second box, you should have information in the second and third box here with a revised SLO goal statement. These are only if necessary, and they are only required if you clicked this second goal statement or other element requires revision. You are going to continue to scroll down, and you are looking for these words: end of interval review. Before your formal SLO meeting in a group setting at the end of this year, this information should be filled in. You should give your current status of your SLO. You should summarize the evidence of progress. You should also tell what you did learn from that would inform future SLO plans. You can give some additional comments. Before that big meeting, or that meeting that happens with your about approximately 4 other people, you should submit this SLO. If you want to continue to work on it or you have questions, you can always just push save and finish later. Once you push submit, I will have to send it back to you to make edits. So it would be probably in your best interest, if you have questions, to just always push save and finish later. At that time, when you're finally ready to submit it, at that meeting you can push submit. What I would like to take to you or show you next is your scoring. If you are in a non-summative year of your SLO, you are responsible for scoring that SLO at the end of this school year. What I can go back into is I can click on my name. I'm going to go back into my SLO. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way down. There's room for 6 SLOs. And I'm going to go down to where it says Start and my Educator Effectiveness Plan SLO score. I have not started that yet because I haven't entered my final information. But if I click Start at the very bottom, I'm going to give myself a score for SLO number 1. At your summative year, I am going to give you a score, or your supervisor is going to give you a score of your overall SLO score. That is based on all of the SLOs that you have completed up until your summative year. So at your summative year, that SLO, the year before that, and the year before that. You could have up to 3 SLOs that will give an overall SLO score. That's going to be required, but I'm going to give myself an SLO number 1 score. And here I have some choices. It's based on a very simple rubric of educator engaged in the SLO process that resulted in minimal or no student growth. Number 1. Number 2, level 2, partially met. Educator engaged in an SLO process that resulted in inconsistent student growth. Number 3, educator engaged in a data-driven SLO process that resulted in student growth. Number 4, educator engaged in a comprehensive, data-driven SLO process that resulted in exceptional student growth. You are going to give yourself a score based on a level 1, 2, 3, or 4. You are going to save that, save or save and exit. And after that, I can close out of there. Now, once you have given yourself an SLO score, you also have to do the same process, not for your SLO, but you're going to go back up to your name up there at the very top, and you're going to do the same process for your PPG. Your PPG and your SLO must be finished by the time that you have your group meeting at the end of this year. You're going to go into your professional practice goal number 1. Again, it should say in progress. If it does not say in progress, then I need to request revision, and I will ship that back to you so you can have the edit button. Once you click on the edit button, you are going to go through. Everything should be entered again from the fall. Based on your self-review craft, your PPG goal statement should be filled in. How it relates to the Wisconsin framework, your leadership activities, your mid-year review of progress should be filled in. And you are going to get to the end of the year review of progress. What is my status of my PPG at the end of the year? What is my evidence that I gathered throughout the year? What did I learn that will inform future PPG processes, plans, or goals, and any additional comments? Once I get to that, I can either save and finish later, or I can submit. Once you submit, then I have the editing rights shipped to me. If I push save and finish later, then I can always go back and edit that in. I hope that you are able to learn something from this short little video, and that it will help you in the steps to prepare for your SLO meeting at the end of this year. You do not need to score your PPG. You will need to score your SLO. If you have any questions, feedback, or concerns, you can always stop in and see me. I'll be glad to help you as much as possible. Thank you.